Hello and congratulations! You have made it to Liberty University and we are so excited to assist you as you start this new academic journey. You may be wondering who we are and how we can help you during your time here. We are the International Student Center. Any questions that you may have, please come to us first and we will direct you to the correct office. Many of the regulations that pertain to domestic students are different for international students, so it's better to talk to us first. So let's get started. In this video, we are going to go over information in regards to maintaining your F1 immigration status. Maintaining your status or keeping your status is done by following the rules associated with your status. The first thing you need to remember is that your status is tied to your I-20 document. All of you received your I-20 at the time you were accepted into your degree. The I-20 is a certificate for non-immigrant students that is tied to your SEVIS record. You must have a valid I-20 at all times. You can stay inside the U.S. under the F1 status as long as you keep your I-20 active.
You may be asking, well, how do I keep my I-20 active? Thankfully, it's actually quite simple. You will need to enroll in classes full-time every semester. If you are an undergraduate student, you will need to enroll in at least 12 credit hours per semester. If you are a graduate student, you will need to enroll in at least 9 credit hours per semester. And if you are a doctoral student, please enroll in at least 6 credit hours per semester.
You are not required to enroll in the summer semester, but you can if you would like. If you think you want to withdraw from a course, please pause to think about your I-20 status first. You cannot withdraw from a course if it puts you below full-time. You must stay full-time throughout the entire semester. Not attending your classes may cause you to receive a grade of FN, which is considered a withdrawal. Stay in class. If you do not enroll or if you stop attending classes, you are failing to maintain your status and are subject to termination. We will be going over what termination means in a little bit. Even if you are failing, stay in your class and do not withdraw. If withdrawing will put you below full-time. If you are having trouble, please seek help from an international student advisor. One online class can count toward your full-time enrollment. Your visa was issued for you to study residentially in the U.S. Therefore, the majority of your classes must be residential. To sign up for an online course, go to the Registrar's Office website, www.liberty.edu/registrar. Also, please note that typically first-year undergraduate students are not allowed to take classes online, but please contact the Registrar's Office to see if you are eligible. Let's take a look at some student schedules to see if they are maintaining status. In this example, this undergraduate student is enrolled in 12 residential credit hours. Is this student full-time? Yes! Since they meet the minimum full-time requirement, this student would not be able to withdraw from any classes throughout the semester since they have just enough credits to be full-time. For example 2, this undergraduate student is enrolled in 18 credits. 11 credits are residential and 7 credits are online. Take just a few seconds to determine if this student meets the full-time criteria. This student is full-time. In the third example, this undergraduate student is enrolled in 9 residential credits and 3 online credits. Does this student meet full-time criteria? Yes! Remember, only one online class can count towards full-time enrollment. In the last example, This undergraduate student is enrolled in 12 credits, 6 credit hours residentially, and 6 credits online. Does this student meet full-time enrollment? No, this student does not meet full-time criteria, as he is not in 9 credit hours residentially. Now let's look at the program end date of your I-20. Each degree has an estimated length, so your I-20 has a program end date letting USCIS know of your anticipated graduation. It is your responsibility to monitor the end date. You may be wondering what happens if you need more time finishing your degree requirements. The first thing that must happen is you must set up a time to meet with your ISA. It may be possible for you to receive a program extension on your I-20, but this has to be done before the current end date on your I-20. Should you wish to change your major, you will need to meet with your professional advisor and CASAS to see about the new degree requirements. You can also access the change of major form on the registrar's website, www.liberty.edu/registrar. Once your major has changed, email mystatus@liberty.edu, as we will need to update your I-20. Your SEVIS record must be current with your major. Let's talk about scholarships. Scholarships are only available to undergraduate students and are given at the time of admission. Scholarships are only awarded for 8 consecutive semesters. Your degree requires at least 120 credit hours, so you need a minimum of 15 credit hours per semester to graduate in 8 semesters. We suggest meeting with your professional advisor to plan out your classes now. It's not too early. While being in the United States, it is very important that you have a valid passport at all times. You will not be able to receive a driver's license or work authorization without a valid passport. Should your passport expire, we recommend contacting your embassy in Washington, D.C. to renew it. Now, think of when you first crossed the U.S. border with your F-1 visa. Think of that visa as being the key that you need to get into the country. Once you are here, your visa can expire. You are admitted into the United States for duration of status, which means that as long as you keep your status active, you can remain in the United States. If you decide to travel outside the United States, you would need to renew your visa. The I-94 and your I-20 allows you to remain in the U.S. legally, even if your visa expires. Keeping up with these documents is your responsibility. Should you need to travel outside the U.S. during your time here at Liberty University, you will want to ensure that you have your I-20 signed by one of the ISAs before you leave. It will need to be signed on the second page, and the certification signature is good for 1 year. You will also want to ensure that you have a valid visa to enter back into the U.S. You may need to renew it before your arrival. If you need to set up your visa appointment early, take your transcripts, proof of enrollment letter from the registrar's office, and your student ID.
For those of you that wish to work on campus during your studies, you are able to do so. To find out what sort of student jobs are available, go to www.liberty.edu/HR. All positions classified as work assistant or international student are open for international students to apply. When you are asked to fill in your Social Security number on the application, please enter 999999999. You may only work part-time, which is 18 hours per week, while school is in session. During breaks, you are allowed to work full-time if the department you are working for will allow. Should you wish to work a job off campus,
you will need to be a part of either CPT or OPT. Let's first discuss CPT. CPT stands for Curricular Practical Training. Is you are receiving credit for a class that requires you to work off campus. You can receive CPT authorization for that employment. You must receive CPT authorization for any and all internships, regardless if you are paid. To be eligible for CPT, you must have completed 1 academic year in F1 status on a current SEVIS record. The job must be associated with your class and relate to your major. You can only work during the dates that are indicated on your I-20 as your CPT authorization dates. Even if they offer you a full-time position, continuing to work after those dates will put you out of status. You can only work part-time while school is in session and full-time during summer and winter breaks. You will need a Social Security number with the U.S. government only after you get a job. This number is yours for life, and you will need to provide it to future employers should you accept a position with them. The Social Security card is given with a statement that employment authorization is needed. A Social Security number is not proof of employment authorization. OPT is another type of off-campus employment authorization. It stands for Optional Practical Training, and it gives students 12 months of employment authorization in the area of their study to gain practical experience. Students can apply for pre-completion or post-completion OPT of their degree. You must meet with your ISA to learn how to apply. Another type of OPT is STEM OPT. This is for students in specific degrees of science, technology, engineering, and math. It is a 24-month extension of the post-completion OPT. So essentially, the OPT would last 3 years. For more information on STEM OPT extension, or to see if your degree is eligible, please meet with your ISA. Students who work either on or off campus must pay taxes in the U.S. government. Taxes are due by April the 15th every year. Every international student, whether employed or not, will need to complete Form 8843. If you work, you will file state and federal taxes on the money that you earned. If you do not have a job anywhere, you will complete one free form, the 8843, but you will not owe anything to the government. In January, we will contact you with information on who can help you file. While you are inside the U.S., you are allowed to obtain a driver's license. You must wait 10 days after your arrival in the U.S. to obtain one. You will need to meet with your ISA to have your SEVIS record activated. Then wait 2 days before going to the Department of Motor Vehicles, or the DMV, to apply for the license. Your license will only be given for the length of your I-20. You will need to provide your local address to the DMV, but our office will also need your local address because we are required to provide that along with your phone number and email address to SEVIS. Should you ever move, you need to contact our office as soon as possible with your new address. If you have dependents, a spouse, and/or children in F2 status, they may apply for a degree and enroll in classes part-time only. F2 students must apply for a status change to F1 if they want to take classes full-time at Liberty. Spouses and children in F2 status may not be employed and they do not qualify for any scholarships at Liberty. Not following the rules and disobeying U.S. laws can result in being dismissed from Liberty University. If you are unable to gain acceptance from another school, your I-20 will be terminated and you must leave the U.S. immediately. If you fail to maintain academic standards, you will be put on academic warning, then probation, then suspension. If you are suspended, you will have to transfer to another school or leave the country. If you are struggling academically, contact us for help to learn about services that are available for students who are struggling with English or having difficulty adapting to the U.S. classes. Should you decide to transfer out of Liberty, this can only be done after the semester is over. You must be accepted into a new school and provide our office with a copy of the acceptance letter. You will keep the same SEVIS ID number and will not pay the SEVIS fee again. Keep in mind that any work authorization will end the day your SEVIS record is transferred. As we have already discussed, you want to do everything possible to maintain your F1 status. If you do not maintain your full-time, if you are dismissed from Liberty University, or if you work without authorization, you will be at risk of termination. All of these things are preventable. If you do fall out of status, you will lose all your benefits associated with your F1 status. Your stay in the U.S. will be considered illegal, and the Immigration and Customs Enforcement will be notified. If you withdraw without completing your program and notify your ISA, you will be allowed 15 days to depart the U.S. If you complete your program and graduate, you have a 60-day grace period in which you can stay inside the U.S. During this period, you will need to decide if you are going back home, doing OPT, or enrolling in another degree program. If you are doing OPT and you reach the end of your postgraduate OPT authorization, you are also granted a 60-day grace period. Well, this concludes our federal regulations session. Our office looks forward to working with you to help you maintain your F1 status.